I'm Dave Robertson, and MER is advancing Missouri's competitiveness. The University of Missouri Research Reactor is a unique national resource. Today we're the largest reactor at a university in the United States, and because of that we're really more like a national laboratory than another university research reactor center. We have 150 full-time employees. We have over 20 faculty who are actively involved in research here at the reactor. We have over 50 students who are doing their research here at the reactor. One of the things that we do uniquely for the nation is we provide the active ingredients for 2 radiopharmaceuticals that were developed here at the University of Missouri. Each week, with the reactor operating, we make enough material to treat over 1,000 patients. These 3 isotopes alone bring over $4 million a year into the state of Missouri to support the research and development and education activities here at the research reactor. We are also able to provide education opportunities in areas like engineering, in nuclear forensics, in safeguards of materials that you simply cannot get an education anywhere else in the United States. Because of what we can do uniquely in the United States with the reactor, we are attracting some of the best and brightest students in the country to come and do their graduate studies at the University of Missouri.
I am Kingsley Kantanka, and I am advancing Missouri's competitiveness. Ever since I was in high school, I decided that I wanted to be a civil engineer because I excelled in mathematics and science. It was through Dean Truman. I met him one-on-one, and his vision for the school was just phenomenal, and I wanted to be a part of that. And with some schools, there is a little gap between academia and the industry, and what he has done so far is to bridge that, is to close that gap. And through some student organizations such as Missouri Society of Professional Engineers, which I'm a member of, we are exposed to people who are in the field of engineering so that they can mentor us and show us the ropes of what engineering is all about. UMKC School of Computer Engineering is very dear to me because I have opportunities that I may not have in other colleges. Right now, I'm balancing my education, my academics, with also student organizations and making myself familiar with what it all entails, with the expectations that is going to be required of me when I get into the field of engineering. And so in this sense, the student organizations that I'm in, which they may seem numerous, but I think that they're really helping me in the long run because right now I'm able to balance my education and also be involved in my community and give back to my community. I plan on staying here in Missouri after graduation, and not only that, I'm also when I do get into the industry, when I do get a job, I want to be a mentor to other individuals who are in the field of engineering, to expose them to what engineering entails and all of that, so that they'll have an interest in it.
I'm Charlotte Peterman, and I'm advancing Missouri's competitiveness. We used to do really bad in college algebra. We had done a whole lot of things, and our failing rate was about 50%. So one of the things we started doing or experimenting with was a computerized homework. So our conclusion at the end of the first year was that computerized homework works really well, the lab works really well, and it seems that we needed less lectures. The big obstacle was that we couldn't conduct the lab without having a lab. So the university built us this place. This is an old bookstore that we remodeled, and it's one of the most functional labs, according to lots of people who have come to visit. The lab is designed to accommodate various learning methods. There are pods of 6 that the students could work together, and the way they're sitting, they're not like sitting in class behind each other, so they can work together. One student a few years ago said that he really likes this course because there's no homework, and I looked at him and it's like, are you kidding? The amount of homework we do now, it's amazing compared to 5 years ago. And he says, oh, I mean, I don't have to do any work at home. He practically lived in the lab. Our success rate for the course has gone up rapidly. It used to be that our passing rate was like 50%, and even with that, some students would repeat the course 4 or 5 times. And meanwhile, some of them would just give up and go to other schools or stop going to college.
I'm Dr. Ralph Flory, and I'm advancing Missouri's competitiveness. Project Lead the Way is a pre-engineering curriculum that started in 1997 in New York State. It came to Missouri about 10 years ago and has grown rapidly here in Missouri. In the last 5 years, we've trained over 300 teachers here for 2 weeks on this campus. We roll out the red carpet for them. They love coming here. They're trained to teach the course. They love coming here. These high school teachers rave about Project Lead the Way. They talk about how it's regenerated their careers, it's refocused their careers. I think about teachers early on in high schools who were asked to do Project Lead the Way courses. I can think of several who basically said, I've seen these new things come and go. Schools do them for a couple of years and then drop them. I really don't want to go to this training. They go there and protest, but they go, and all of a sudden the light comes on. You see some of these old teachers who, quite frankly, had become kind of cynical and kind of discouraged in terms of being a teacher. And to see these older teachers all of a sudden excited about their career, excited about the classroom. You see other teachers in a high school who start looking at these Project Lead the Way classrooms and say, can I be a Project Lead the Way teacher? There's approximately 8,000 students in a middle school classroom, a junior high or a senior high school classroom right now studying some kind of Project Lead the Way course. It reaches a lot of students in middle school, junior high, high school, but it's just really one piece of the many facets of K through 12 development that Missouri S&T is involved in. Project Lead the Way really addresses the technology and engineering part of STEM, and the way it's taught is a very student-centered way of teaching. Getting students to realize that they can innovate, they can create, they can be part of that creation process. They can create the technologies and the devices and the solutions for the next generation is one of the most awesome things that there is. Missouri S&T has always been a very unique place. I mean, 85% of our students are focused in engineering and science here. We have a very focused mission. We have 15 engineering programs here. It's an intense environment, it's a focused environment, but if you were born to be an engineer or scientist, it's a very cool place to be.